Cancer, welcome back to Love from a Leo. I'm feeling it. I feel very comfortable. As you can see, I'm very comfortable right now. Okay, so we chilling. This is just a night in with the girls. If you're a guy, hi, how are you? But this is very feminine energy. Okay, so we're just cozy and we're talking, and this might get a little deep, but let's just see where it goes. All right, so this is your card, Cancer. Here you go. And the focus for this month, ironically, is the moon card. Okay, so we know that we're having a full moon. Actually, while I'm recording, it's happening as we speak. It's the full moon in Cancer, and it's a lunar eclipse. And this is something that's going to really kind of shift what we are attached to, what we feel comfortable with, and kind of the direction that we're going in life, because Cancer is the North Node as of now. So let's just get into our present. So during this present energy of your January, we will have the Seven of Swords that is dictating what your actions are showing. So you're looking a little sneaky, or you may be trying to hide something from someone. Three of Cups, this definitely could be a third-party situation. Someone is definitely lying. I'm not going to just sit here and act like I don't see it. Someone's lying because they want their freedom. And they want to get rid of someone that's in their life currently, but they don't know how. So this is what the Judgment card is showing here. And you're going outside of yourself to find people who can fill that void. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how I feel about that, Cancer, because it looks like you're keeping it a secret because of, you know, something. You're not just keeping it a secret for no reason. Your hidden desires, we have the Devil card. So all of your emotions are being driven by your ego, which can be scary. It can be very scary. Okay. And we have the Four of Wands here. So you just want a happy life. I think you want a happy domestic life with there's nothing wrong with that. And, you know, I feel like you have the right to go after that. But for some reason, I feel like you're betraying someone to get to that. But maybe you have a reason to do that. Maybe you're justified in doing that. But let's just look at what's going on for your January. So we're starting off with the Sun card in reverse. You get what you want, but it's not in the way that you expected it, okay? So don't expect your prince to come the way that you want him looking. He may not look the way you want him to, but it's definitely going to be everything that you want. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a weird situation. I think you're going to get what you want, but it's not in the package that you expected it to come in. This could have something to do with a Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus. Okay. Or this also could have something to do with where Pisces is ruling in your chart. Your inner desires when it comes to what you're showing, which is that Sun card in reverse, we have Knight of Wands. So there's some fast communication that's happening. Well, maybe not communication, but there's some fast actions. Like there's some quick split decisions that are being made at this time. And it can either go really well or really wrong. So it just depends on what's happening. Let's look into this situation a little bit more. What are you trying to achieve? What do you want, Cancer? What do you want this January? Three of Wands. Okay, so there's something that you've been training for. Maybe you've been studying for it or something like that. But I don't think, it's not that you're not ready, but I just feel like maybe there's more that you could add on to that skill for it to be something that you could work with. Eight of Cups. Some of you may need to leave this skill behind, or maybe you need to do something other than this skill in order to get where you're trying to get. And then for others, this could be saying that the skill that you're working on now is what's going to carry you towards your future. And this is a once-in-a-lifetime decision, so you need to take it. You know what I'm saying? It's one or the other, but it's definitely on that scale. Either you need to leave it behind for good, or you need to focus completely on it. 10 of Wands upright. I definitely think that there's some things that you could put down, so some of you may need to be leaving this behind. It just seems like there's a lot on your plate. There's a lot on your plate, but I don't feel like it's something that is going to stress you out, because I do see the Hangman here. So the Hangman is letting me know, like, hey, I'm just going to chill. I'm going to let things play out the way that they're going to play out. And if it works out in my favor, it does. But if it doesn't, oh well. And I think that's what you're doing right now. That's your mode. Like I said, for January, the Moon card is showing up. So with this Moon energy, it's adapting to situations. It's learning the importance of change. It's learning the importance of, you know, adapting to your environment. It's learning how to be comfortable. This is all going to come from you, though, Cancer. So whatever you want to do, you can, but you have to believe in yourself. No one else is going to do this for you. No one else can instill that in you. So let's look into the past to see kind of where all of this is coming from in the first place. So your past, you have the Knight of Swords, sideways. So I think there was some communications happening. Maybe you were talking to people, maybe you were emailing people or texting people, just communicating. There was communications happening rather quickly, or maybe if it wasn't quick, then maybe it was just a conversation that wasn't that deep. It was just a conversation where it was straight to the point, or maybe small talk, something like that, right? This could have involved a Gemini with its Seven of Swords here. I think this is what you wanted, though. You wanted to conversate. I think you wanted the company of a Gemini if you were around a Gemini in your past. Maybe you didn't choose it, but this is something that you wanted. Maybe it's like you manifested it somehow. You didn't even realize you were doing that. Let's look into these cards here. Okay, so we got 3 cards. So we got 8 of Wands, 10 of Swords in reverse, and then 2 of Pentacles. Okay, so this kind of sped up out of nowhere. So these conversations that you were having, or these thoughts that you were having, sped up, right? 10 of Swords in reverse says that these are thoughts that you've already had, like, in the past. These are not new thoughts. These are things that you've thought about, and then, like, maybe you didn't think about it for months and months and months, and then it came back up out of nowhere. 2 of Pentacles says you're trying to juggle how you feel about these things. You're trying to prioritize and organize how you feel about these aspects of your life. Even if it's not a part of your life, you're trying to figure out, you know, do I care about these things? Do I forget about these things? Where do these aspects lie in my life? And that could be a difficult place, Cancer, because I really feel like you're trying to organize not your emotions, but just how close people are to you. And being that you are Cancer, that can be very difficult, you know, with trusting and knowing who to keep around you and who not to keep around you. So I think it was kind of stressful, but I think it was needed. It was something that just had to happen, and you knocked it out last month. So for those of you who are a little confused on what to do, oh, look, even with the angel cards here, 2 of Pentacles. Like I said, 2 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles. You were just examining and juggling, like, what, you know, what's important to you. So what advice do we have for those of you who are still stuck in that situation? What do you need to do? Hierophant. So figure out what is, not what's important to you, but figure out what's your foundation. If you stand on morals when it comes to family, then maybe you should have people around you that you feel like care about family. If you're a person who cares solely about money, then maybe you need to just focus on having an amazing career, and that's it, nothing else around you. If you value having, I don't know, friendships around you, if you value having, like, people around you, you need to have the best friendships, the strongest bonds that you can with these people. But they need to be the right people. The Hierophant is all about stability, all about foundation, but it's about the right foundation, the right stability that's going to get you going down the path that is destined for you and you specifically. So let's go ahead and move into your future. So when we look into your future, this is your February. So we actually got 2 cards for this energy, right? So it's probably going to be a lot of things happening in February, which is Aquarius season. So let's just go ahead and look. So we have 7 of Cups, and then we have Tower card in reverse. So 7 of Cups and Tower card in reverse, I definitely feel like there's lots of options of destruction coming your way, but it's not your fault. It's like someone did something that ended a situation, and you happen to be a part of it, and now you have all of these options that are being presented to you, but it's not your fault. So if you guys, I don't know if you guys watch Wendy Williams, but sometimes she'll bring up the situation with her and her husband. She's like, oh, well, I had to move to New York because now I don't have a husband anymore. Not my fault. That's the energy that this is. So it's like, it's not your fault that things ended, but now that it ended, you're living your best life, and that's what's happening in your future, okay? Only downside to this is that, 1, you didn't know it was coming, and 2, now you have to figure out and make sure you're responsible enough to deal with this new freedom that you have. So it's like, it's not really a bad thing, but it's just like, if you're a person who gets really carried away with, you know, being free and all that, then it's going to be bad. But if not, you're good. You have freedom. Like, you're an individual now. You could be separating from a Scorpio sun, moon, rising, and or Venus. And your hidden desires behind this is the Hangman. So I feel like some of you, or most of you, were definitely wanting for this relationship with this person to end, but it's just like you didn't know how to do it, or maybe you didn't know if it was time to do it. So you just kind of let things happen and unfold naturally, and this is what happened. And so, yeah, you guys are not together anymore, but now you have to figure out how to balance having fun and being responsible. So that's a whole new journey for you. Okay, so let's look a little bit deeper into how the disbandment of this relationship happened, because I feel like it happened out of nowhere. I feel like you didn't even know it was coming. So there's definitely an argument. Eight of Pentacles. So there's an argument of someone feeling like they put in more work than the other person. And then whoever this fire energy is or this feminine energy is, they speak up. And I don't know, like something that you say or the other person says, it's just like, you know what? I've had enough. And you're done. Like, you're literally just done. And that's why the Tower card is in reverse. Because it's so, like, it's sudden. It just happens out of nowhere. But it's like you're reacting to something. It's not you necessarily. You're reacting to it. And you're like, you know what am I doing this for? Like, fuck it. I'm done. And that's what happens. So this is happening during your Aquarius season, which is kind of crazy, you know, with that fixed communicative energy. A lot of people are going to be saying what they mean, but sometimes a lot of people can't stand behind what they said. So hopefully you can stand behind this new choice that you're making with this person. But yeah, it looks pretty interesting. Let's get some advice on what you should do if you're going to be in a situation in the future. So we have the Two of Wands. So you need to just debate. What do you want? Do you want the life that you have with the person you're with right now? Or do you want a different life? If you have a whole different ideal of what you're living currently, then you need to leave this person. But if you want what you have with them, then stay with them. Okay? All right, y'all. So I think that's it. Let me see if there's anything else that comes up from this deck. Y'all, this deck is crazy. Like, whenever I got it, I was just looking like at the pictures and stuff, and I was like, it's just deep. It's deep as fuck. Like, if you look at all the shadows and stuff, like, I know y'all would be mad into this. Like, but anyways. Okay, so we have the Eight of Wands. So the reason why this dynamic is ending, or this dynasty is ending, is because you want your own, like, courage. You want to, like, step out on your own. You want to do your own thing. You probably are just tired of whoever this person is, because we have a Fool card. So I feel like you're stepping out because you're like, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. Like, I'm tired of the same old, same old. I'm tired of, like, how things are wherever you're at. And it's showing. It's showing a lot. Oh my God. Okay, Cancer. So that's a lot to deal with. But again, you have to remember, like, that's February. So we already talked about January. We talked about your December. So I'm going to leave it right there. If you want me to go deeper into this before February hits you, then all you have to do is email me at lovefromaleo@gmail.com. You can subscribe to the channel. You can like the video. It helps me out so much. Yeah. I will see you in my next video. Bye, Cancer.